And I'm back on the air. This is the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra, back on the air here on GJRB Online. Anyways, we start 50 minutes plus of nonstop music and talk. And within that time, more than likely, we'll probably have Ben in the on the line here. We'll be talking with him here pretty soon. Meanwhile, though, let's continue with our scroll through social media. Interesting here, Glenn Brown, Baptist Church in Comanche. Treats in the movie. Good stuff. Sounds like you're having fun today. Let's see. My friend Raymond Leach posted, this is an interesting comment. Honest question. There have been 42 declarations of emergency from the last three presidents. What is it about the current declaration that has you so concerned about the Constitution? There's a good question for you there. That is my friend Raymond Leach from Pittsburgh raising that question. What is your concern? I'm going to ask Ben this one. Honest question. 42 declarations of emergency from the last three presidents. What is it about the current declaration that has you so concerned about the Constitution? We've got some responses here, and I think we'll read some of them from some people, including Dave Vandervoort. Not concerned at all. There is an invasion at the southern border. Let's see, what else do we have here? My friend, so there's some interesting debate here about this issue with the border. See, to me, it's an invasion. It's what I said before. The concern I have here is diseases. The concern I have here is people coming over the border who are full intention is to smuggle drugs over the border. Gangs who the full intention is to murder, to kill people, to cause havoc. You know, they're coming over the border. They're criminals to begin with, because when you cross the border illegally into a country, you are instantly a criminal, because it's against the law. What? Just a minute. What? I'm on the air. What? Yeah, there's batteries in here. Okay, just a minute. Let me throw a song on. Okay, we're going to have to take a break here. I'm going to play you a song I played yesterday, one of my favorites from the GJRB playlist, Wayne Whiteside. We'll be right back. This is Worried About My Heart, Wayne Whiteside, here on the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra. Yeah, there you go. Worried About My Heart, name of that one. Of course, that's Wayne Whiteside. We know him as Mr. White here on GJRB Online and on a lot of Spreaker followers. Great piece of music there for you, like that. That's my favorite blues. Yeah, definitely. One of my favorites there. It is Worried About My Heart on GJRB Online. Great song by Wayne Whiteside, one of our newest emerging artists on GJRB Online on our blues. And, of course, like I said, none on Spreaker. And really good blues artist. And we'll hope to hear a lot more good stuff from him in the future. 6 minutes before 4 o'clock, 3:54 Central Time. And that's 4:54 in the East. And you're listening to the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra, right here on GJRB Online on Spreaker. Getting ready for another Weather on the Fives. Got some more talking about the immigration issue. And my friend Raymond Leach has posting that kind of brought up an interesting question about the concern about declarations of emergency and how these declarations has you concerned about the Constitution. I guess these declarations, I don't know, destroying the Constitution, talking about the invasion, just some interesting talk here. And I'm just reading some of the responses to it. So I'll just have to bring that one across. It's an interesting subject. Other stories here. The accident, I don't know where this is located, but good grief, this is pretty bad. It was a pile of 47 cars piled up on Missouri Highway, left at least one person dead. Missouri Highway Patrolman said that a quick-moving storm through the Central Plains Friday brought a dangerous snow and ice mixture to that area, and a lot of cars in a major accident sliding into each other in Missouri. Well, pretty bad. See a car. These are people, again, who for some reason or another cannot stop, and they have to use speeds that only should be used if you are driving in a warm city in a warm time like summer. I mean, when you're talking about road conditions like that, I don't see why they have to drive so freaking fast. Got some other interesting stuff here. Got some more stories that we're going to talk about. You want to get in on it? You're welcome to do so. And you're welcome to be part of the show. The Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra on GJRB Online. Doing a scroll through social media, trying to find stories here on Facebook. We're going to go to Twitter here pretty soon as we continue the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra on GJRB Online. And we're awaiting Ben Osman Osen to call. We missed the Weather on the Fives, so we'll do Weather on the Fives in less than 10 minutes. 5 after 4, we'll do it. And then that'll get Weather on the Fives out of the way in case Ben calls in the second hour. Make more sense, right? So I'll just kind of do that. And meanwhile, we'll get ready for another scroll through social media here on GJRB Online. And we'll check with him in that 4 o'clock hour, too, if he doesn't call within about 4:20, 4:25, something like that. If we don't get any responses from him, we'll call him. As Mike is doing on his show, Mike Meyer's program, Radio Hope. If we're not getting any calls, we call some folks. And that gives you an idea of what a new feature I'm going to be having on the Gary Russen program during the weekdays, especially on the Freestyle Friday editions and maybe even on this show. It may be if Ben doesn't call, we'll call somebody from our list and see what they're doing. It's called Don't Call Us, We'll Call You. Yeah, the theme to that, I used the old Sugarloaf hit from the 1970s, so it's kind of cool. I kind of like to do that. You're listening to the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra on GJRB Online on a snowy Saturday. By the way, we're supposed to get some more of this junk. It doesn't end, folks. It's like I'm getting tired of it already. Give me some warm weather and some spring already. Man, the Cubs are going to play next week in Arizona. The Grapefruit League starts up. Matter of fact, I think February 28th, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're supposed to play Milwaukee. And I think that's a Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. So we probably have that game on our 9-foot signal, 107.9. They'll have that game on. So I'm thinking about having that station on the air that day with it was a local only with a Cubs baseball game, which you never know. I might broadcast it in private here on Spreaker. You never know. You never know. Anyway, I missed it. Wait a minute. Okay, here we go. 4 o'clock right now. 4 o'clock Central Time, 5 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Pacific. You're listening to the Gary Russen program from America's Heartland. This is GJRB, Clinton, Iowa. And glad you could stick around for me. The Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra, as we head into the second hour of the program. And your chance to get in on the program, you're welcome to do so. You're welcome to get on the show. Love to hear from you. Anybody around here? I'm going to probably throw another tune in while another song. While I search and get people out there. I'm going to probably distribute this program around, do some postings, and see what's going on a Saturday afternoon here on GJRB Online Land. By the way, I'm kind of adding network to my title here pretty soon. I'm thinking about calling this the GJRB Online Network because it's more of a network, I think, than it is a radio station, although it's an internet radio station. I kind of slash network because with my 9-foot signal, it's kind of a network for all my 9-foot FM signals. So I kind of put it under that little network category. Just because I do a lot with it as a network and picking up stuff. So that's what I do. And while we're doing that, I think what I'm going to do here is play another tune. So throw something on here while I search around and get the show out there. And by the way, before we do that, why don't we wait a while? Because I know it's 2 minutes after 4 right now, and I said in about 3 minutes, because this runs about 6 minutes and 16 seconds. So in about 3 minutes, I'm going to do Weather on the Fives. So we're going to do Weather on the Fives first, throw this piece of music on, distribute the show around, and see if Ben's out there. So we're going to do that in this next few minutes here on GJRB Online. Then we're going to flip over to Twitter and see if there's anybody out in Twitter land this afternoon as we continue the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra, here on GJRB Online, here on Spreaker. And then we'll do a sports page this hour, too. We'll try to throw one in there. I'll see if I can find some sports articles and some sports stories to bring apart to you. And a whole lot more. This is the time of year, too. This is February, and it's usually about the time of year we used to watch Pro Bowlers Tour, because usually after football was over, I get into pro bowling. And, you don't see... Well, yeah, ESPN does it. They were doing it on Sunday. Not sure if they're still doing that on Sunday or not, but I know they were for a while. And I used to come home after church and watch the pro bowlers. But the Pro Bowlers Tour was a thing on Saturday that I always look forward to. And it's too bad ABC just can't bring that back. That would be a cool thing to bring back. It really would. Pro Bowlers Tour was great. I used to love to watch that on Saturday with my dad, actually. Let's continue along here just a little bit and see what else we can find in the story category here. Just kind of going here one more time, see if we can find some more stuff and see if there's any interesting postings along the way. Looking up here, let me see. Not too much. Democrats talking about immigration. I'll talk about that. I'll throw some of that in there. But I think I'm kind of, you know what though? Kind of getting tired of hearing about this immigration garbage anyhow. You know, I'm gonna kind of give it a rest. Stupid stuff already getting old. But we'll be talking about that a little bit with Ben when he does call in, because we were talking about a few things on that, and a few interesting stories that I want to bring along. And I had a couple of more questions from the last time he was going to be on, but didn't. So I want to raise some of those. But we're going to talk about Ocasio-Cortez, the dim bulb that... it's funny. I'm going to have to play that again today. It's just too much. Let's see what other interesting stuff here. Dave Scott, UFO MegaCon. This is the thing they've been talking about. As a matter of fact, they even had, I couldn't believe it. I was sitting there the other night, and before I get to the weather on the 5, they had George Norrie doing a spot on Spaced Out Radio. I thought, wow, that's cool. On that UFO MegaCon, we're going to talk about that a little bit. We need to promote that a little bit. If I had the money to go to that, I'd go to that. It's like that'd be a blast. Anyway, let's do weather on the 5s. I think it's time for that now. 5 minutes past 4 o'clock, and then we'll play some music. All right, weather on the 5s, brought to you by your friends at Spreaker. You want to be on the radio like me, do this radio stuff, it's fun. Spreaker, 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 and broadcast to the world. And what a place to do it. Spreaker, yeah. And let's see, why don't we take a look here? And I know I wrote notes down of some current temperatures and weather across the board here. But before we do that, let's take a look at Elko, Nevada. They're 28 degrees and cloudy at this time. Medford, Oregon, they're 39 degrees, mostly cloudy. Melbourne, Florida, 79. It's a nice warm spot and sunny skies. Great Falls, Montana, only 5 degrees above zero and cloudy. Huntsville, Alabama, reporting in 41 degrees under cloudy skies at this time. Take a look at some more additional temperatures, and I had those written here somewhere in my notes, and I should have marked the page. Something I usually try to get into the habit of doing when I'm writing temperatures. Here it is, Orlando, Florida, I believe. This is the one. Here it is, yeah. Orlando, Florida. You guys are... expecting partly sunny today with a high of 79, nighttime low of 64. Tomorrow, partly sunny with a high 84 degrees. Ooh, yeah. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, right now partly cloudy, 45 degrees for a high. Sunshine, actually. Chance of showers and rain tonight with a low of 39. And Phoenix, Arizona is expecting a high of 61. We'll take a look at those forecasts in different parts of the country coming up in a half hour. Well, just maybe later on at maybe 25 after the hour, or maybe 4:35. Weather on the 5s, 25 and 55 minutes past the hour on all talk shows. 25 and 45 on all music shows on the Gary Russen program. GJRB Online, GJRB Online Network. Yeah. And you're listening to the Gary Russen program here on a Saturday afternoon, getting ready to see if Ben's around yet. I'm going to contact him while I spread this program about and see if we can get some live action here on the Saturday afternoon. I'm going to try and raise him and see if he's around. Hope he didn't back out on me again. Something didn't come up. If that happens, we'll do another show next Saturday and try again. But I'm sure we'll hear from him soon. Usually, if I don't hear from him by 5 o'clock, I pretty much know something happened that preventing him from getting in on the show today. So we'll see what happens here. We're going to throw it in left gear here. We're going to kind of play some tunes. So why don't we take a break here? A little bit of jazz. Now, we had some blues. We're going to do some jazz. This is David Russell Moss in Rain on GJRB Online. And this is the Gary Russen Program Saturday Extra. Yeah. A little bit of Rain. David Russell Moss from our smooth jazz playlist on GJRB Online. Gary J. Russ with you on the Saturday show, and we play a variety of all kinds of music when we do this program. A little this and that, jazz, blues, country classics, maybe you throw in there some rock and roll oldies, 50s, 60s, 70s rock and roll, various things like that. Christian rock at the top of the list. Various things like that. We just kind of throw it on and play it, and kind of give you some time to spread the show around on the internet, see if anybody out there, see if there's anybody listening to the program, and or my guest Ben Osman, who I just left a message with him on this last post. Maybe he sees it and calls. Other than that, we're going to try him and around past the 4:30 mark, probably take a 4:30 hard break, and then come back on the other side and see if he's out there somewhere. So we're going to be doing that here in a few short moments. So just to let you know about that. So we're going to kind of throw a song in there while I find out where he's at. See if we can find him and call the program. Other than that, I'm hoping he calls. Other than that, we're going to do a Don't Call Us, We'll Call You thing and see if we can get him in here after the 4:30 hard break. So stay with me. The Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra on GJRB Online. Thanks a lot for tuning in to the program on a Saturday afternoon. We'll be back again next week. For some programs, you never know when. Just watch for postings on the Spreaker Public site, on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, all those social sites. If we have a few live programs planned, oldies show, we'll do 80s rewind, 80s flashback. I got a new show coming up called Music and Memories, which I'm going to bring you some Great American Songbook. I got that coming up in next month. But I'm going to probably be pulling up some of the shows I want to do this week. And then Bluegrass Jubilee will be back on the air too, by the way. I got Way Out There next Friday. And then Saturday next week, we got a couple hours of Bluegrass. So we want to tune in to Bluegrass Jubilee. Haven't done it in a while. It's been quite a while, and I kind of relaunched that program. I think I am on, and I've been counting my shows. As you notice, the titles on there have an episode number, and that is season 1. And I'm not sure exactly where I'm at on Bluegrass Jubilee. I'll have to check it, but it's in there somewhere. What episode number it is, I have no idea. So I'm looking, because I think that I had it there somewhere. And I will see what we get here. I'm going to pull something kind of interesting music, maybe because, we got St. Patty's Day coming up. And I thought, well, why don't we just throw in some Irish music in this next break, because we'll get ready for that. As we kind of delve into our next break here pretty soon. And we're going to be going into the next segment here shortly. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying before, I have a few planned programs for you. I hope you'll tune in for those. We got, again, next Friday, Way Out There. I'm going to continue my feature on technocracy. And the next part on that, Patrick Wood wrote a book called Technocracy Rising, and I'm going to go through some of that so far and listen to that previous show so that I can get an update for you on that. And then a new feature called After Death, talking about life after death. So that's coming up on a future show. You want to check that out. And I have Strange But True coming up as well. So you might want to check that out. Strange but True. I usually find some interesting stories on Strange, so we got that on the way. A few stories I think that I was kind of going through that are kind of, way over bizarre for that particular segment. So I'm going to find some more stuff for that as I, do the, stuff for that show. All right, well, I'll tell you what we're going to do right now. I'm going to, let's see, we go back over to the oldies site again here. Let's go back over to pick another selection for my break. I'm going to kind of go into my 70s out of my oldies. Do that. Okay. Let's see. 70s. Let's go to my oldies. I'll pull up a 70s. And we'll get ready for the that show, okay, for this. I always like playing this one. And why don't we play this one? It's one of my favorites. So we'll throw that in. George McCrae coming up in the break as we get ready for the next part of our Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra, here on GJRB Online. Thanks a lot for tuning in to the program. Always a pleasure bringing you this program on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. And your chance to get in on the act and talk about things that are going on in the news. And kind of this is an extra day. I picked, this is kind of that's why I call it the Gary Russen program Saturday Extra. It's an extra to kind of pick up on some stories I didn't touch the day before. And I think we're going to put the Gary Russen program Freestyle Friday together with this, with 2 consecutive days, because I kind of liked it the past few weeks we did it, being from the end of January and the beginning of February. I was kind of cool to do the shows back to back like that. So I'm going to try to rig that up for alternating weekends. See, so far I have 2 weekends occupied, one jazz, one nostalgic, with the, Crooners Radio Television Movie Classics. The third week we have Way Out There, last 7 days in Way Out There. So the final week usually is Blues House and stuff, so we're going to kind of alternate the last week of the month, and then we're going to do these shows in a shuffle rotation. Now, I told you before, I'm making a new GJRB schedule update podcast because I need to update it. That one I have on there is now old. The information's old. I've changed some things since then, so there's not going to be no video. I'm going to make a new video, and we're going to flip it around. We're going to do it as a video on the GJRB TV YouTube channel. And then that video will be, I'm going to try to make it a video radio simulcast. And then I'll upload it onto the Spreaker public site and also on the radio side of Spreaker and on GJRB TV YouTube channel. So we'll make a combination video audio. So I'm going to see how that works. And if it doesn't work, I'm going to just give you a recorded version of it. And we'll take a look at the video and see what we can do with it. Because, gotta tell you, some things have changed. I'm going to be, first of all, I was going to schedule May. I don't remember. I had to listen to that. I think I say either April or May I was going to do a full schedule month. But I decided that whole thing with that January schedule is just a little too much. So I'm doing a spontaneous schedule. I have been doing it since the tail end of last year. And trying to piece a schedule together via jigsaw puzzle way. And making a jigsaw puzzle out of it in which I kind of pick some of my best programs that I want on every week. And programs that just will have to stay once a month. Because I have 24 shows. And I had to try to, piece them together into something. So it's taken a little bit of time. I'm kind of going through and maybe eliminating some programs. The Gary Russen program Extra was a show I used to do, and I might eliminate that program because I have enough Gary Russen programs there anyway. I'm going to be doing a video version of this program on the TV side, this GJRB TV YouTube channel. So I'm going to be doing some different things. So I'll be talking about that throughout the afternoon too if we don't hear from Ben in this segment. 25 after 4 o'clock right now here on GJRB Online, and it's time to do weather on the fives again. So let's take a look at some more cities for our weather on the fives. I'm going to pop into some cities and see what's going on here. We last looked at Huntsville, Alabama. I'm going to go into the Weather Nation in the next half hour, pick some more cities out of that. But let's take a look at Milburn, Florida, which I'm not sure exactly where that's at. But they are 79 degrees right now, looking at Milburn, Florida. I'm not exactly sure what that is near. But they get their weather from... this is from... Oh, by the way, this is brought to you by the Weather Underground. Now, that's a new... I like this... I like this site. Milburn, excuse me, Milburn, Florida is by, it looks like Miami, perhaps, pretty close to Miami, I think, Palm Bay, wherever that is. Milburn, Florida, 79 degrees right now with expected high of 80. Feels like 79. Wouldn't that be nice to go there? Tonight, 10% chance of showers, precipitation, partly cloudy, low 59 degrees, with winds west-southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high 82. Boy, I love it. I like to do weather from Florida. You know, I do. So I like to hear that high of 82. Winds south, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, we're looking at 10% chance of precipitation, partly cloudy, low of 66, with winds south at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Boy, is that great. Absolutely fabulous. Looking at your radar, it's clear right now. Your barometric pressure, 29.76 inches of mercury. You have a 10-mile visibility, 62 on the dew point, relative humidity, 54%. And right now, current temperature, again, in Milburn, Florida, 79 balmy freaking degrees. Yeah, definitely a place I like to go. No doubt about it. Yeah. Milburn, Florida. Absolutely fantabulous. You listen to the Gary Russen program Saturday Extra. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I'm glad you could be with me here as we do this program. GJRB Online here on Spreaker. And this is the place to be for internet radio. And well, thank you for tuning in to the program, the Gary Russen program Saturday Extra here on GJRB Online. We'll be taking a break here a little bit. Coming up on the other side, we'll do 50 minutes plus. And I mean plus because it could end up being an hour if we get Ben in here in this next segment. So we're going to leave it open, and we're going to do continuous nonstop music and talk almost to the end of this program. So no further breaks after this one. Okay? No further breaks after this one. So just to let you know about that. So that I can... fit him in and see if we can get him on. He said it wouldn't be no problem, so I'm hoping maybe we hear from him. So it's a don't call us, we'll call you coming up on the other side. You're listening to the Gary Russen program. Little Irish music.
Oh, it's John, dearest John, you are a good boy. Oh, it's John, dearest John, you are a good boy. But I like to see you working late and early. Oh, John began a rushing and preparing for the fair. Oh, it's John, dearest John, are you going anywhere? I'm not going very far to the town at Swadland Bar. I'll be back between 8 and early morning. Have you money in your pocket to give to me to spend? I've money in my pocket, but none of it to lend. I've got money in my pocket, but none of it for John, for I'll need you working early in the morning. It's for the fight and school with you's a thing I never do. You know I never mean it when I'm arguing with you. So here is 10 shillings, you can have it now, dear John, but I'll need you working early in the morning. Throw your mantle or your shoulder and come along with John. We'll have a glass of whiskey and a verse of a song. If your money it runs out,